What's up guys, welcome to Daily Refinement. This is part of my Reseller Nightmare series. Today I want to talk about the reseller road to redemption. There are 4 steps that you can take before you quit, before you give up, or before you start. The 4 steps are always the same, so please smash the like button, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys in the video. There are 4 steps to reseller redemption, and I made you guys an acronym to remember it. So it's S.O.L.D. We're going to go over each one in detail. Number 1 is S, which is start with quality. So if your store is struggling or you're just starting, you really want to focus on quality. And what do I mean by quality? I mean, start with an item that meets your profit goal. So it might be $5 or $10, or me personally, I'm looking for $20 profit items or more, and they need to sell in the time frame that you want it to be. So as an example, let's say I want to make $20 an item in 90 days or less. That would be, for me, a quality item. That doesn't mean that if I find an item that's not $20 profit, let's say it's $10 profit, but it sells in a week, that's faster than 3 months, but it's not the profit I'm looking for. It's still a quality item. It's just not the quality that I'm looking for in my store. It's just lower quality. So we're looking for the top quality items in your store. They're gonna match whatever you define it as. So don't pick up items that you don't know how long they're gonna take to sell, and don't pick up items that don't meet at least a comfortable amount of profit that you're looking for. This is the S part. It's really, really important. And also there's a secret that we talk about in our eBay white papers, which is now expanded to include Whatnot and Poshmark, which is if you wanna sell it to somebody else, would they actually buy it today? Like another reseller. Let's say you want to sell the item to me. Would I buy the item that you're looking for, that you just found? Would I buy it and it would still meet my metrics? That's one of the secrets that I have in my stores, is that in case something happens, and something did happen to me, I actually did get my eBay account suspended, and it didn't affect my income really, because the items that I purchased, I bought below wholesale value, meaning over the next 3 months, I sold 29,000 items from my eBay store to other resellers, and they doubled their money selling it on the platform because they could sell on the platform. So do you have that liquidity in your store? Meaning, would somebody buy your store right now for a small profit? So you have 2,000 items in your store, you paid $5 an item. Would somebody write you a check today for 11,000 because they can take that stuff, list it in their store, and at least double their money? That's how I look at it. So would they pay 11,000 for the stuff that you have in your store, or would they pass because a lot of it is junk? So this is like a acronym filled video, but I want to just say that the number 1 killer is filler. If you have items in your store that you just picked up to meet your listing goal, that's literally the number 1 killer. Forget about your listing goal for a moment. Just list items that are really great and start with a listing goal of 1. So just 1 good item going into your store every day is going to totally transform even the most dead store with no sales. You start pumping in 1 great item every single day, eBay will notice. Then with the rest of the acronym, you deal with the rest of your store. So we're on to our next one now, which is O. So O means optimize. So before you drop the price, make sure that your listings are actually set up to sell. This means title, pictures, item specifics, condition description, shipping, payment restrictions if you have any, returns, shipping time. All those need to be optimized before you lower your price, because what happens is I see a lot of resellers, they lower their price to get something to sell, and it's not set up right, so it's not getting a lot of traffic. So maybe this listing would normally get 100 views, but because it's set up incorrectly and there's a few things that are inaccurate, it ends up getting 10 views instead of 100. So there's no offers. It's like no traffic. No one is looking at this item. No one's making an offer. There's no interest. But if they had just optimized it first, they could have sold it for full price or gotten a decent offer. So optimize is number 2. Make sure that you give yourself a chance to sell for full price. The 3rd section is L. This is lower or liquidate. I call it liquidation because if you guys have ever seen a store go out of business, the first day it's like 10% off, second day it's 20% off, third day it's 30% off, last day they're selling the fixtures off the wall, they're selling the cash register, they're selling the carpet, everything must go. That's the last day, that's not the first day. So when you're first starting to lower the prices, just test it out, 5%, 10%, 15%. Give yourself a chance to get as much profit as you can. You already did the work of listing the item. So you started with great quality, doesn't sell, right? So maybe it's not as good of quality that you wanted it to be. You start to optimize it to make sure that it's as many people as possible are gonna see it. Then you liquidate and lower it. And at this point, if your items are 80% off, $2 plus shipping, and they're still not selling, then it's time to take them behind the barn and donate them. So D is the final resort, but personally, I don't like donating items. I would much rather lot them all up in a big box, put it on Facebook Marketplace and say, giant box of stuff, $2, come get it. I would rather somebody else come take it and they try to resell it, because maybe they know what they're doing in that category and they can actually make a buck on it. I personally will just take the L, but I don't want to waste that time driving to the thrift store again. Plus, thrift stores where I live are packed. They don't even take a lot of stuff. So imagine you fill up your car with a whole bunch of junk, drive to the Salvation Army and they turn you down. They don't even want it for free. That's a huge slap in the face. So for me personally, I'd rather post it on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist and say, hey, big box of stuff, meet one more reseller in the area. And now you have that person to call, right? You have their phone number. You can say, I'm at Goodwill right now. Would you pay $9 for XYZ? If they say no, right? And you're thinking of buying it for $9, maybe you think, why? I could just take my $9 and buy a better item. So this advice hopefully will help you guys a lot. Before you go, I just want you to remember, if you find a good move, right? Please listen to my old chess teacher. Look for a better move. A lot of chess players never get to that next level because they take the first good move they see. They don't take their time, use all the time on the clock, and really find a exceptional move, an exceptional item. And I think that these cheap, good items are getting in the way of you finding really amazing items. Most people, from my experience, are only thrifting a couple of hours. In the eBay white papers, I go over what it looks like, in my opinion, to be a full-time reseller. And in a 40-hour work week, 19 of the hours are spent looking for items. So only 21 hours, so half the time is spent looking, half the time is spent processing. That's not what I see most people do. Most people go to one thrift store, jam-pack their cart or 2 carts or 3 carts full of stuff, fill their car up, go home, try to list all this stuff. Some of it's junk, some of it needs repair, some of it needs to be cleaned. They get it all listed, it's all incorrect, all the photos are bad, all titles are wrong. They don't know any of the item specifics because they never sold those items before. And then they spend the next 6 months delisting, relisting, adjusting new pictures, moving it from one side of the house to the other side of the house. You could have avoided all of that by just leaving that item at the thrift store in the beginning. So the S.O.L.D model is the road to redemption for all resellers. If your store is screwed up, this is how you fix it. If you are brand new, you can avoid all of that and just start with quality items. Nobody ever says all the items in my store are great and they don't sell. They always say, I'm trying to get rid of my junk. Everyone says I'm trying to get rid of my junk. So just don't buy that junk in the first place. Hopefully this is a wake-up call for a lot of you guys. Please join my Patreon at patreon.com/theresellerspodcast. In there, we just updated our white papers. If you join this month, you get the annual benefits of the entire white papers for the monthly subscription, and that ends at the end of August 2023. We'll see you guys in the next video.